everybody, and welcome to the Fighting's Final. I'm your host, Mike Laro. Phil's win shut out the Blue Jays tonight, 8-0. Oh, boy, we got a lot to talk about. But before we start breaking down this game, I got a special guest that I'm going to bring in with us. And you guys are a little fortunate tonight. Look who I got coming in with me tonight.
Ha ha ha. You say his name and I'll pop up like Beetlejuice.
Man, listen, Pat, I had to bring you on. I know you were watching the game as well as I was, and I know you're getting ready to do the wraparound. So I figured I'd bring you on just a little early for you to go ahead and do your, do your spiel with us. We were called homers, Pat, during the week.
Yes. Yes.
I didn't know we were homers when we were pointing out objectively things
Yeah.
here, but I guess we were.
And listen, when people think we're watching, and people like to go tell our daddy what we've been doing and write
No,
out quote
rephrase
unquote.
that.
Yes,
Rephrase that, buddy. That's your daddy, not mine.
and want to call us homers and everything, like you say. I'm sorry, we have the same television as everybody else. We call our things not from a homer vision. We just see how we see things. But anyway, yes, Mike, the Philadelphia Phillies. What I thought, they played a complete game tonight, and Blue Jays have been stepping up, have been playing a lot better baseball. Matter of fact, I think they're like the fourth or fifth in the AL overall. So this is not no bottom feeder team. I think the Phillies hit a rough patch. I think this team is now bounced back, and now look at the way they've corresponded on both sides of the ball. Tonight was a big story of not just the offense clicking on all cylinders, but the defense stepped up majorly. Everybody, infield, outfield, were making big plays.
I'll tell you what, Kepler had a nice catch in left field tonight. Trey Turner, even though the guy was safe, had a hell of a play where he went
Hmm
360 and just missed getting the guy. I'll tell you what, I was impressed with Ranger Suarez tonight. 7 innings, 1 walk, 6 strikeouts. He did give up 4 hits. I mean, to this Toronto team, that last week looked like world beaters when we were up there, and I kept telling everybody, pump your brakes. It's just the Phillies playing in Toronto. Phillies never play well there. They never do. But I thought it was a good overall win tonight. Alec Boehm is hitting the ball. How about the reemergence of JT Realmuto tonight? I mean, Pat, look at his stats from tonight's game. He was 2 for 3 with a walk. 3 runs scored, 1 RBI. I mean, this is what we're being accustomed to seeing with JT Realmuto, getting the timely hits. The Phillies were 4 for 8 with runners in scoring position tonight. 50%. So I'll take it. But my guy tonight, honestly, from as far as the plate wise, I really enjoyed Otto Kemp. I thought the kid came up big, just missed getting his first home run. So I'm liking what I'm saying.
I'm with you. Again, if you're going to go the camp routine, I'm going to go the guy again. He's been kind of the whipping boy. I gotta go Kepler. Yeah, he only had 1 hit, but again, his hits have been now consistent. He's tonight we had 3 doubles from this offense tonight. This is one of the better pitchers in the league facing off against Kevin Grusom.
Goose, yeah,
And Gruesome, but this Phillies offense really, really worked him early, where he was not on his game. The Phillies did not go chasing pitches. There was a few that they did chase early off the splitters. I get his splitters were untouchable, but outside of that, no. This Phillies offense worked him tonight, made him throw a couple of 3-2 situations. They worked this kid great. They did a whole, again, great plate discipline tonight. And then, of course, like you said, I want to go back to Ranger Suarez tonight. Yes, he gave up 4 hits, but he has 6 strikeouts. His curveball and sinkers were untouchable. Painting the inside of the strike zone. The guys were not making contact at all, and he
yeah.
looked sharp tonight.
I'll tell you what, Kevin Guzman, the pitcher for the Toronto tonight, I got to give him, as much as we'll talk about the umpiring when it goes against the Phillies. It really kind of went against Toronto tonight. I thought that umpire behind the plate was really had a messed up strike zone. He's kind of all over the place. Um, and I felt bad for
He
Guzman.
did.
Now Guzman's been really good up until his last start. His last start, I think he gave up 6 runs, and now tonight he gave up another four. So to me, honestly, I like what I saw with the Phillies. I thought they were being a little more patient. Um, Schwarber starting, I guess he waited a couple. He's starting to get hot again for the month of June. He's starting to hit home runs. Hits a 3-run bomb in the second inning. I mean, they had 2 4-run innings tonight, Pat. I mean, you know, but listen, before we dive into the game and how they scored and everything, let's knock out some of these comments with some of these guys here. Uh Cousin Steve checking in, he says, we're gonna see what Kemp is made of. His poison has been the low outside splitter and changeups and not crushing hung breaking balls. If he fixes it, he can be solid. Well, I'll tell you what, if you watched his 2 hits tonight, his 2 hits went to right field.
Yeah, and to piggyback off this too, I mean, Steve, it wasn't just Kemp, swinging at their splitters. There was Castellanos who had a bad night. Again, he had 2 strikeouts. A lot of guys, man, they were swinging at those low splitters. So, I mean, again, to not just to point the finger at Kemp, there was a couple guys in this lineup that could not hit his splitters. There was, again, a lot of guys who are seasoned veterans. Worked Gruzman and got the pitches they want and delivered.
Yeah. He said something about Keenan Anthony. Keaton Anthony is a real bat to watch. I thought he should have been started A plus or even double A, but they insisted on instructional league for whatever reason. That'll be a name we can watch out for. It's not like the Big Ten is a huge baseball hotbed, but it's a good bat. It was a good bat, even with Cape Cod Summer League. We got Hubert checking in. Hubie, what's good? It says, this looked like a time warp. Don't interrupt my dream. Steve saying Marsh is seeing the ball extremely well right now. He's another guy that had a pretty decent game tonight, too. He got his double in the second inning. And, he kind of had some bad swings late in the game, but it was good to see Marshy getting back on track there. You were saying Marsh has a barrel rate as good as anyone, one of his K rate, and plate defense is horrid. Well, hey, it is what it is. It says good to see Ranger back at 93. Yes, it really was. And you're starting to see too, Pat, going forward, Rangers going further in his games now. Like his last 3 or 4
Yes.
games, he's been going 6 innings or more. So he's really kind of saving the bullpen. Ricky is watching. Thank you, Ricky.
Thank you, thank you, Ricky. Yeah, and absolutely. I'm like, Ranger is going longer. Again tonight, he went to 7 innings and played extremely well. There was a couple of hits that he gave up, but again, he dialed back in. He got himself back into his zone, and he played extremely well. This is like you said. This is what we want on Ranger. We want to say that bullpen. We know the bullpen could take us off the rails, and for the little sample size we got out of Taiwan Walker and Ross, they just did just fine.
I'm not gonna lie, Ross worried me a little bit, like
Oh
walking
yeah,
two guys, but it was good to see Taiwan come in the 9th inning and kind of like nail it down. You know what I mean? Let the Phillies mess around and find out they got a closer in Taiwan Walker, right? I mean,
who
would it
would
be
have
funny,
thought?
right? Our boy Steve Fuentes checking in. He says P&M in the PM. Yeah, that's right. Only for about a half hour or so because I got to give Pat time to prep. Pat will be following me right after this. He will be bringing you
right in the rear.
Yep, he'll be bringing you the reach around. I mean, the wraparound. So make sure you guys tune in for that. You can also check Pat out every Thursday night with Steve Fuentes as they have the attacking third. They have you covered all MLS actions. Also, Sunday through Thursday, it is the final word with, as Pat likes to call him, Daddy, Matty B.
Yeah.
So make sure you tune in Sunday through Thursday at 10. And of course, this Sunday morning, Pat, myself, and Al, that's right, Al will be making his return this week to P&M and the AM. So make sure you guys come check us out. And here is our schedule for this weekend for the Fightins Final. you have myself and Pat tonight as I switch with Al. I will be with you guys tomorrow for the late matinee game, and then Matty B will be picking up the pieces for you guys on Sunday. So make sure you do that because he will have his Down on the Farm. I strongly suggest if you like minor league baseball, tune into this because Matty always does a great job in highlighting these future Phillies, and he does a really great job at doing it. But Pat, listen, we're going to go. Basically, here we go. We are going to go literally right down the line here. Bottom of the second, Marsh would hit a RBI double, and Real Muto would score, putting the Phillies up 1-0. Now, here's something right here. On that play on the RBI double, Otto Kemp got nailed extremely nailed at the plate. I was like, good Lord, that fielder threw it on a laser and caught him sliding in. It was a great throw. Phils go up 1-0 in the bottom of the second. About 4 batters later, it would be Kyle Schwarber taking Kevin Guzman deep to center field, giving the Phillies a 4-0 lead. In the bottom of the sixth, the Phillies would tack on 1 when Otto Kemp would hit an RBI single. Realmuto would score again, putting the Phillies up 5-0. And in the bottom of the eighth, the Phillies would tack on 3 more runs. Realmuto would hit an RBI double. Marsh would, Kepler would score on that one. Marsh would hit a sac fly. Realmuto would score. And then Turner with an RBI single, scoring Bryson Stott, putting the Phillies up 8-0. That's how it would end, folks. Today, it would end 8-0 in favor of our Fighting Phils. And let's give the Phils a little bit of credit here today because the bullpen, it was only Ross and Taijuan Walker, and they both had really good. Walker, I was a little scared about, Pat, but I'll tell you what, it was a good win, and I like to see what's going on. Hold on.
I saw.
Ricky. He's off. He's off until Sunday, buddy. Steve saying, I do like Keaton Anthony has not showed despite being called up to AAA. Ryan checking in says, haha, you guys are bipolar like the Phils. I don't know how we're bipolar. I mean, we were getting on them. I mean, I don't know.
Listen, when they play bad, that's our job. We call it out. When they play good, we call it out. We call it how we see it. I know. Listen, to call me flip flopper, I've been knowing that for like the last 2 years, so it's okay. I'm used to it.
Joe Hale says, great win tonight, guys. And he also says, hey, guys. And Mr. Kemp looked good. I think he did. But I'll tell you what, man, for me, I think JT Realmuto was probably my star of the game tonight. If we were having a star of the game, he would be my star of the game tonight. It would definitely be Mr. 1 JT Realmuto. Pat, who did you have? You have it as JT as well?
I mean, listen, I'm going to go. Again, he's been consistent. I'm going to go Alec Bohm. I want to give the Bohm again. I know he only had 1 hit tonight, but again, the way he's making contact from the slow start he's had in the beginning of the season to getting bumped up into the lineup, and every day he's making contact. Every day he's grinding out and he's hustling. His defense has gotten better. It's just amazing the 190 he's pulled playing at on both sides of the ball. So I want to give it to Bohm tonight.
You want to give it to Bohm tonight? All right. Well, Ricky, we will tell Matt that you said hi. Pat, right now, we are going to go down the Broad Street bottom line, buddy.
All right.
Well, Pat, my Broad Street bottom line is this. Ranger Suarez, 7 innings solid tonight. Doesn't give up a run, 4 hits, 1 walk, 6 strikeouts tonight. The Broad Street bottom line is this. Ranger is slowly but surely getting back to the first half Ranger we saw a year ago.
My Broad Street bottom line is this team has played offensively, defensively great tonight. Great plays in infield, outfield as far as making great defensive stops. The lineup is clicking, playing small ball, just finding the gaps, splitting the gaps, and placing the ball in the right positions. Again, this team is clicking on all cylinders, bouncing back from last weekend's debacle. I love what I'm seeing. Let's go, Phils.
Well, Pat, you know what? Before we get back and give our final thoughts, because I know you got a show you got to get ready to do. And guys, make
Mhm.
sure you stay right here on It's a Wrap Sports Network, because that's right. My man over this way, that's right, over this side, he is going to be taking you around all Philly sports tonight. So we'll probably do his own little recap of this Phillies game. Also, Philadelphia Water Dogs in action tonight. Pat's going to have you covered for that. So again, guys, right now though, we're going to run the bases and go around the major leagues. Well, guys, it is here you go. We are going to go to Wrigley. That's right. The team that was just in here, the Cubs, they lose today 2-1 to the Pirates. That's right. Paul Skeens pitching today for the Buccos. I don't know if he got in the decision or not, but it's a 2-1 Pirates win. Phillies win 8-0. Currently, right now in the what does he call it? The DMV or whatever it is down there in
Yes,
DC.
yeah,
Uh,
yes.
Marlins and Nationals are in a rain delay right now, as well as the Orioles and the Angels. Marlins lead the Nationals 6-2. Orioles are up 2-0 on the Angels. So right now, those games are probably getting some bad weather right now. So they are in a delay. Bottom of the seventh, it is the Detroit Tigers 7. Those Cincinnati Reds 2. Up at Fenway, it is the Boston Red Sox 1, the New York Yankees 1 in the bottom of the ninth there. It is the Rays. The Devil Rays have come back and taken the lead on the New York Mets. The
Nice.
Mets were up in this game 5-1. The only reason I know this is because I was on TikTok while the Phillies game was on, and I seen where the Mets had went up 5-1. They are now losing 7-5 in the bottom of the seventh inning. Not to say that they won't come back in this game, but they are down as we speak in the bottom of the seventh. It is the Atlanta Braves 7, the Colorado Rockies 4 in the top of the eighth. Rangers with a 3-0 lead over the White Sox in the bottom of the sixth. Cardinals and Brewers tied at 1, bottom of the sixth. It is the A's. That's right. The Sacramento A's 3-1 over the Kansas City Royals. It is the Houston Astros 9-1 all over Minnesota in Houston.
Wow.
Later on tonight, you have Padres and Diamondbacks in Arizona. You have the Guardians and the Mariners in Seattle. And then you have the big one out west. That's right. You have the Giants and Dodgers at 10-10. So, guys, there is your lineup for this evening. And which is weird, too, because I'm looking on here. And, okay, yeah, Padres and Diamondbacks. Okay. I was about to say, I don't see the Padres, but they're on there. But Pat, what do you think? How about that? Like, speaking about the Mets, like I saw that it was 5-1. It was 5-1 New York Mets. And I was like, they're gonna win again. And now they're losing 7-5. That's crazy.
Oh, the Mets are getting a little taste of, this again, it's a big difference from playing the Colorado going on to Tampa. A little bit of a difference, right? The competition's a little different, right? It's
Yeah, you know what, man? My heart goes out to them though a little bit because I'm not, and I'm going to say this, like, I don't like the Mets. I'm a Phillies fan, but I'll tell you what, seeing Senga, their pitcher, get hurt the other day, that wasn't. I hope he's. They said it's like a mild hamstring pull, which is, I mean, if anything, right now for the Mets, it was probably be a good thing considering they still have two guys, in Sean Manaea and Freddie Martinez that are on the 60-day DL. So they're not probably going to be back until like after the All-Star break. So that's the way it's kind of looking right now. So I feel like they're kind of they've been winning games that they really kind of shouldn't been, but especially the way their pitch. If you look at their pitching, you wouldn't think it, but their pitchers have been pitching really great, keeping them in games.
Yeah.
So it's going to be
Yeah.
interesting down the stretch.
Listen, that team is dinged up, but like you said, they're staying battling. But listen, for as Phillies fans, we can only hope that the wheels could fall completely off.
That's it.
Not by injury, but by just losing and stinking it up, so we can.
Listen, there's a reason why they always say the Mets are going to Met. You know what I mean? Like there's a reason why they say that. So, but I just had to talk about that because I seen some things online about there's a certain guy who does like this dude does like a TikTok, and he's a Phillies fan, and like he kind of overreacted. You know what I mean? He kind of overreacted when Senga got hurt, and like Mets fans are like calling him out, and like the guy literally at the end of it was like, "Oh my god, I hope he's not hurt." You know what I mean? Like he just, like
Right,
he
right.
kind of went off a little bit. The guy's a little bit of a goof. You know what I mean? But I mean, right away it's, oh well, this is how Philly fans act, and I'm going, dude, no, like we don't even care about you. Like we're worried about our own team. You know what I mean? Like
Right.
it's a shame your guy got hurt. You know what I mean? But like, no, it's not all Phillies fans are sitting there going with a little Mets doll and just poking it. Like
Yeah, right, right, right. Yeah, I mean, listen, we want to beat you at your best friend because we don't want you guys having no excuses. So listen, my heart goes out to anyone gets hurt. It doesn't matter the jersey. Serious injury is not the big deal with it. You and I being athletes, we know what it's like to get hurt. It sucks. So yeah, my heart goes out to the kid. But yeah, anytime though we can catch up on you Mets, it's a pleasure.
oh, Pat, I got a shirt that models us.
Yes, sir. Yeah,
Speedy
that's a
Gonzalez and
classic. Yes, yes.
Speedy and
Classic.
Slowpoke. You can take your pick of which one is which. All right, guys, one more time around the horn here. We're going to go tune in every Sunday through Thursday. That's right, Sunday through Thursday, 10 p.m. Eastern, right here on It's a Rap Sports Network. The final word with Matty B. Matty B taking you throughout the comings and goings of Philadelphia sports, along with our minor league teams, being the Flyers and the Phillies. So make sure you guys tune in to Matty, and he always has such wonderful takes about Howie Roseman. You should definitely tune in for that. Again, guys, on starting Sunday through Thursday. Also on Thursday, 9 o'clock. That's right. It is Pat Bernard and Steve Fuentes. They got you covered with the MLS action and the Union with the attacking third. So make sure you tune into that. Following me right now, and I can only imagine what Pat's going to be talking about here in roughly about 13 minutes or so. Make sure you tune in with Pat. Pat's going to take you all around, and Pat even goes into some sports that people don't really watch all the time. But Pat is a Philly guy, so he'll be having updates with you guys on the Water Dogs and all the inner goings with lacrosse, any type of lacrosse. Pat's got you covered with that, and along with everything else on the wraparound. Again, guys, Sunday morning, me, Pat, now back at you, 9 o'clock in the morning. Make sure you guys tune in. We'll be going over some things this upcoming Sunday. We will be having some spirited debates about some stuff. So make sure you guys tune in. Your Sunday mornings will never be the same. Make sure you eat your breakfast, say your vitamins, and take your prayers. So make sure you guys do that. Well, Pat, I'm going to get you ready, buddy.
Go ahead, buddy. And one more thing I got to say for all the It's a Rap Sports Network fans, keep your eyes on the prize because we have more stuff getting added to the network, but keep your eyes on us and we'll talk later.
Yes, that we will. And Brianna, I'm glad that you're happy tonight, sweetie. So she is on. I'm really starting to think that's what I think it is, Patrick. So I think it might be time for us to take this one on home.
All right.
Guys, Pat will be following me, really believe it, in 12 minutes at the top of the hour. Pat will be taking over. He will be doing the wraparound, so make sure you guys get over there to him.
Final 10:30.
Oh, 10:30. Okay, I'm sorry.
Okay, yeah.
10:30. Pat will be taking over these airwaves here on It's a Wrap. Make sure you guys stay tuned in. Giving him all your love. So make sure you give Pat all your love. Again, final score from Citizens Bank Park: Phillies 8, Blue Jays nothing. I am Mike Laurel. I will see you tomorrow right after the game. That's right. You got me again. So I will see you tomorrow after final pitch. For Mike Laurel, my special guest tonight, the guy over that, no, yeah, that way, him, this guy. That's Pat Bernard. Pat, thanks for coming on, buddy. And me and Pat will see you first thing Sunday morning. You guys have a good night.
See you guys.